that'll help us out with how the range of motion is. So let's save our file. Let's actually say this is a new iteration. Let's say this is 8. Go back to our object mode. Once we're in object mode, we want to turn our joints back on. Select our upper arms, set a key on those, go to frame 20. Rotation, let's set a key on those too. Move them up like this. Yeah, that's good. As you can see, we already started working on this side, how this side looks. So we still need to play around a little bit more on the back side of the model. Set a key. And we'll leave it like that for now. But there's still some cleanup we can do here. Let's hide our joints again. We don't need these to be viewed. Vertice. Let's look at these two right here. We probably can make these go back to what they were. We want this to be on the clavicle R. Which is right here. 3, 4. That looks pretty good. Needs to be some blending on this cap right here. So let's select these. And this is all very nitpicky. You know, the more time you spend on this, usually the better it gets. But you do want to make sure you polish it to a certain degree, at least. So this is upper arm. So this is going to go to our clavicle. So let's see where it starts to mess up, which is right here. Add a few nudges. Same here. I think we need to add a few more nudges on this row. And don't forget, if you have any questions, there is going to be an email in the description below. You can send me messages, pics, anything you have questions about. I can help you out with that. I don't mind doing that. I either can respond to you through a video response, or if you wanted to maintain private, then I can just respond to you through the email. So, but all this stuff takes time. Again, I'm doing everything live time for you instead of trying to make it look the best I could and then show you like a 5-minute clip and then expect you to know what to do. Like, it's a lot of this is very tedious work. This is its own job skill set, rigging in its own facet of game development. So this takes time to do. It's not glamorous work. It only is at the end when, you know, if you're a rigger and you pass your work over to other people to work on for animation and rendering and so on. And you're like, I rigged that. That only looks this good because of what I was able to do. You know, everybody's contributing to the project or to the show or what have you. And yeah, a lot of times, you know, if the rigging is done well, it looks amazing from that point on. If the rigging is not done too well, there's only so much animation, rendering, shadows, and stuff like that, and lighting can do to help a bad rig. So yeah, just gotta take your time and be patient. So this is with the clavicle already. So let's look at spine 3 for this. So spine 3 is, this was going to have a combination of spine 3 and upper arm. So we want to do our upper arm R, and that should bring it down. Yeah, so it should bring it down like this. So if we go back to 20, that doesn't look bad. These should actually, if you look at your arm going up, it actually gets really close to your head. So there's not much, you know, negative space in here. It's pretty close. So there's still some things we can do here to have that read correctly and not lose that shape. So let's take these and we're going to put these back on our clavicle. So let's go back to our clavicle R. Let's go back here to our clavicle R. So pretty much what you're doing is just you're sculpting it to how you want it to look and feel right now. And you have to do this on the other side too. Let's see if we want to keep this on the clavicle R or not. Yeah, I think we do. All right, so let me just select this one. Move that one up a little bit more. Clavicle R, upper arm, and spine. Make sure it's selected. There you go. This one. So see, it's going in the wrong direction. I wanted to go this way. So this is upper arm. So this needs to be spine. I think spine will pull it down. Oh, wrong way. No, it won't pull it down. Let me see. Upper arm. Upper arm R. That pulls it down that way. Where are these set to? Upper arm and clavicle. Let's see, upper arm. You see it's pulling it down. Let's leave that like that. Let's go out and work a little bit more on this. This needs to be onto the clavicle R. Same with these, clavicle R. And then these as well. So you're just keeping the segments to be nice and smooth. All right. And you're going to want to put a little bit on here too, so you get a little bit of motion in the center part, even though it doesn't move that much. It kind of glides along that area of joints. We might be able to do mirror weights on this, maybe not. We tried to do mirror weights within the tool and it did not work. Maybe we can do mirror weights. Maybe, I don't know. Again, it'll be practice to just do it over. But like I said, it's tedious work. So let's do a little bit more on here. Right now it's on spine 3. We want these to be manipulated by the clavicle just a little bit. So we could actually grab each one of these and just nudge it by 1. If we select our clavicle, boop, boop, 2 for that one. Let's see if we can keep this to be a nice arc, sort of. Keep this nice motion going that way. That works. It keeps it smooth. That looks pretty good. Looks like there's some more verts we can play with here. So this is clavicle already, upper arm. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. So all these need to be manipulated by the clavicle as well. So we'll do this. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Spine. All right, so this is to the spine right now. We want this to be not the upper arm. We want this to be to the clavicles. Make sure you have the right thing selected. And you can see it kind of keeps the shape, which is what we want. So we'll do one. Oh, it didn't reset. So make sure you have to select it again. Clavicle R. 1, 2, 3. Clavicle R. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clavicle R again. So I'm trying to keep a nice setup for how this looks. So this is clavicle R. Let's do spine. Let's do some spine 3 on this. Bring these down a little bit. And we can get this less set up to, we're going to want these to go to, they're already on spine 3, we want these to go to clavicle R, so we can take a little, we can look at how this texture is. It'll bring that scapula up a little bit more, so it'll look like it's moving correctly. So we can do this on to our clavicle R. See, it's going to retain that shape. Instead of it looking like a pork chop, you know, we can like bring it to where it's maintaining its shape a little bit more. And we can go all the way down to, I think, right here to get a little bit more of that pull of the back. It'll just help with the believability. I mean, again, this is a low poly model, so there's not much we can do, but it'll still make it look nice once it's moving around. So we do clavicle. Same thing here. We're just polishing this up a little bit. Moving these on to the clavicle too. Always double check and make sure you have the right thing selected. Move this one up too. We can blend some of these down as well. So right now they're on upper arm. Do we want to? Let's see if we do right there on their upper arm. If we do clavicle, brings them down a little bit. You don't want to bring them down too far. Let's look at the shoulder cap right here. You're going to scrub back. Let's select these verts on this cap so it doesn't get all weird right here. And that's upper arm, so we're going to do a little bit of clavicle on that. And then as it comes forward, it's not as harsh. So you can already see the difference on this side and this side. There's still some smoothing that can be done because you can see our row of segments isn't as smooth as it could be. We might need to add